Hello, Notre Dame fans. Mike Singer, Tim Hyde, live on YouTube talking Notre Dame 14, Ohio State 17. A heartbreaking, dramatic loss for Notre Dame. Tim, you're a lifelong Notre Dame fan. These are the types of games that, in your Irish fandom that you really live for. And on the second and final play of the game, Notre Dame goes down. How bad does this one hurt, Tim?
Oh, it sucks. How's that? I literally just sent Mike Goolsby a text. It feels like 1993 against Boston College. DJ Brown could end it. Pete Burchich could have ended it in 93. We don't. And obviously you get third in a mile. USC completes the pass to Dwayne Jarrett. Third in a mile in this one. Ohio State completes the pass. So Notre Dame just can't, finish the game. I mean, what can you say? I got a million notes. We could talk about a billion things in this game. It's extremely frustrating. It's right there. Missed opportunities. The game is obviously a course of 3 hours, 60 minutes in a game. But I texted you, Mike. Dude, that screen pass, if JT doesn't tip it, it's 80, 70-yard touchdown wherever Notre Dame's out on the field. There's no one out there. Rocco and Fisher are out there. It's a walk-in touchdown. It's 21-10. I literally thought this game was going to end 21-10, just like last year. And, dude, wide freaking open. But multiple chances. We'll get into a lot of some questionable stuff. I don't know. I mean, this one hurts because Notre Dame is right there. They played their butt off. Those guys left it all out there. Now they're going to have to regroup, rally, and go on the road and win a big game at Duke. It'll probably be game day there next week from what the rumor was today. So get ready to go play a primetime slugfest against Duke. But stinks, man. I'll be honest with you. I thought Notre Dame did a million good things.
Yeah.
I kept writing. I got so many notes like Jared Parker, patience, discipline, the way he was just kept calling things and moving along. Hartman showed who Sam Hartman is multiple times, just getting it out. But I'm sure we'll hear the same thing. And I said this before the game. I wrote down some notes if Notre Dame lose. And it's the same thing. There's no outside threat. You can't win a game throwing hitches to tight ends and slots and running backs. There's zero perimeter threats. And it's the same thing. Notre Dame corners played outstanding on the outside stuff. And Mecca, dude, he's uncoverable. I mean, Ryan Day, it's on one of my notes. Ryan Day I wrote right here, Ryan Day toyed with Notre Dame safeties. They just couldn't cover anyone in between the hash marks all game. And that's where they got beat. So Notre Dame offensive line, dude, Rocco Spindler and Blake Fisher had their best. Rocco Spindler was unbelievable tonight. He was playing his tail off. Fisher had a great game. Notre Dame pounded the ball. I don't even know I haven't even seen final stats whatsoever. But
let me get you there, Tim.
Baptiste, who I haven't been a big fan of all year, was like a man-child tonight. Just an absolute freakazoid. Yeah, look at rushing yards, 176. I mean, and we'll talk. I'm sure everyone watching right now, we'll talk about the touchdown run. I have no idea. I mean, I know they went into halftime and they came out and they ran old school Chicago Bear 46 defense. 3 true D tackles in the game with one linebacker, which was JD, and boom, Maris has outside contain. He keeps it. JD goes underneath the block, 2 guys in a gap, and Xavier Watts whiffs, and he's 61-yard touchdown, 1 play into the second half. So Notre Dame played their tails off outside of just a couple plays, and it sucks that they did not close that game out. It's right there for as good as the defense played to finish the game, and they didn't. And that's a killer, man. That's a killer. I could ramble. Stop me, Mike. Get to some questions, whatever you got tuned up. A lot of good things. Yeah, missed kick, not getting it twice on 4th down takes points off the board. Yeah, Notre Dame's going to be kicking themselves as those coaches watch film all night long. No doubt about it. 2 interceptions DJ Brown could have had, didn't, which is just a killer. So frustrating. I mean, Notre Dame played toe-to-toe with, the mighty Ohio State Buckeyes for 60 minutes, and they fell one play short.
Starting 3, trash. Appreciate the super chats. Ryan says first round on me, Tim. Ryan, appreciate it. I think right when the game ends, Tim, Mark, $20 super chat. Really appreciate this. We'll be looking for a comment from you, Mark. I think when you see a loss like this, you want to blame something. I'm reading the chat, obviously.
Yeah.
People blaming DJ Brown, people blaming the refs, of course. Golden's getting blame. Is there, and look, Tim, I know you're not going to be like, well, this one figures why the lot, like, because there's so many different opportunities in the game, but is there one thing that you can kind of be like, this is what hurt Notre Dame the most?
Oh, easy.
Okay.
I mean, this is coming from me, and it's going back to our preseason rankings. Who in the world is going to make a play on the perimeter?
Yeah.
I mean, easy as that. Hartman, dude, the pass protection was unbelievable. Guys played their tails off out there. All those guys played their tails off. Ohio State has freaks. They are going to get some pressure at times. And they did, but they never got to him. It's going to be a give and take, man. There's NFL dudes all over this field. You know what I mean? They're going to get some. The Irish are going to get some. And it went back and forth like that. I mean, this was a 1948 slugfest. This was a physical football game where guys are just going haywire at each other. The safeties weren't good at coverage, and Notre Dame doesn't have a wide receiver that could win outside. And I just say that in general, like they don't have a dude. Ohio State had a couple dudes. Notre Dame had a couple passes here and there, great play, but it always seemed like great catch by Mitch Evans, but Mitch Evans can't be the dude on the seam route. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seemed like the running backs were freaking inches away from just breaking stuff. And that's where their playmakers are. So perimeter wide receivers is the one thing, the one big thing. And on defense, it was just, the safeties on just coverage on key moments, I mean, my God, and Ohio State got some breaks, they tipped the damn ball. Stover catches it for a first down. Stover had a heck of a first half keeping some drives alive. So it was a good football game. Notre Dame needs some dudes outside. They do. And people could agree or disagree with that. They don't have some dudes that will just take it off. But the other side, Benjamin Morrison, Cam Hart, those dudes played their tails off. I mean, seriously, they played their tails off. I know Harrison had the little ankle and all that, but even when he was healthy, he got one. Morrison got one. Hart, you know what I mean? There was back and forth, and that's what you're going to get in a game like this. Notre Dame needed a key turnover, didn't happen. Notre Dame needed just some big play, and I thought they were going to break a handful. How many times did Love take it, and you thought he was gone?
Yeah, Love looked great. Tim, I'm going to cut you off real quick. First, I got to ask you, how long of a stream can you do tonight?
Just go. I mean, I'm here.
All right, you're just here. Okay, good.
What am I going to do? Lay on the couch and complain? I'll complain with everyone else, right?
I want to go. I would love to go a couple hours tonight. Because I want us to address this initial heartbreak. We got tons of super chats, and we're going to start getting to some of start to get to some of more that have just popped in. But I also want to dive into. There's so much to talk about from an individual standpoint. What's next for the Irish? Because the season's not over. Tim, what have we said about if Notre Dame goes one loss? What does that loss have to be? Not a blowout. That was literally the last second of the game. Listen, no moral victories. I'm on the same page. That's a loss. But if you're going to lose, I guess you would have preferred to have it on the road, but
when are the losses going to end in a game like this, for crying out loud?
But you can still run the table and make the playoff. So that's where my mind's at right now. Just try to look at it positively, but I'm still gutted.
I feel like, yeah, It's funny. I feel like Ron Paulus for all the old dogs in here after the '96 game when he said our season's over. We're just playing for a bowl game. And
All right, so super
Go
chats.
for it.
Yep. Luck says 10 people on the field on the final play of the game. Jeez, are you serious? Let's see. I'm gonna do something that I'm usually. All right, let's see.
Bringing
Tim.
it back. Yeah, I mean the
Hold on,
touchdown run, Notre Dame had like no one over there. So if they only had 10 on the play, that's a kicker.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because look at this, Tim.
They're missing a
Who
D
lined up
tackle.
over tackle? I mean, this.
tackle.
Look, you got 5 over here and 2 over here.
They had.
Oh, sorry, you guys can't see my mouse. You got 5 at the 5 on the right side of the line, facing the offense, or the offense facing 2 on the other. So just a total, and that's of course, where they ended up going with it.
So, it's right there. I mean, they showed the end zone copy, and it looked like me and my cousin over there trying to hold the line because they didn't have anybody. And that was. I mean, and that's what sucks. Let me say that 612 times tonight. That's what stinks is they played their butts off for so long, and you give up a 3rd and freaking 19. You give up a 61-yard run where they came out of the game because Al Golden made adjustments. They came out and played nothing but nickel. They were playing a lot of nickel, and then all of a sudden that second quarter they started going base. They started playing 3 linebackers. Kaiser starts playing rover, so they're going 3 linebackers. They go into halftime because Ohio State had Notre Dame had a better rush efficiency in the first half, which didn't seem like it because they had more stuffs, it felt like. But they must have gone into halftime saying, hey, let's come out. Dude, they ran old school bear. They had Gabe Rubio inside, Cross and Mills, TNT. Baptiste was a stand-up guy. Maris was a stand-up guy. JD in the middle, like Mike Singletary back in the day, everyone. They had DJ Brown cover 1 on the tight end. And then Xavier Watts was the wide side safety, who's the filler. Xavier Watts misses the tackle. If he just shoelaces the son of a gun, he gets a 10-yard run. Big deal. Keep playing. He whiffs, and they run it in for 61 yards.
Big time players make big time plays. DJ Brown.
Oh, and that's why I said for
easy pick, dude.
Easy pick, man.
Great play to jump it, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't blame the game on him, but because he didn't. I mean, a drop pick is a mistake, but also it was an incomplete pass. It's a PBU. But dude, you gotta make that play.
Yeah, you gotta make that play. And it looked like he batted it down, which was interesting.
No. He did not bat that down. That thing.
No, he batted it down just with his. Maybe it was just the way his hands were. I don't know. It was just like, are you kidding me? I mean, all right. And then the sack, and then they had Botello and Snee trying to sack him. I know, that the clock runs. It doesn't stop. Even I mean, they would have called a timeout. They saved that one timeout. That's the killer. Notre Dame did not get Ohio State to burn the timeouts on their last drive. That is an absolute freaking killer. That he had a timeout with 15 seconds to leave, because that penalty is a 10-second runoff. But they had one timeout to call to save 10 seconds. And the screen pass, man, everyone go back and watch that screen pass on 3rd down. Yeah. It's a touchdown. It's a freaking touchdown.
Joe's saying, how many recruits did we lose, bro?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta lose recruits. Hey, that atmosphere was electric. Was crazy. It was wild. That's Notre Dame.
Ohio State, maybe, which is what you would expect. So
I mean, the red was spread out. I didn't even pay attention. I mean, I saw just a little bit of the red. Yeah, it's Ohio State, man. I've been to 2 Fiesta Bowls, and it's 60+% Ohio State fans at 2 Fiesta Bowls. They travel Why do you think Ohio State's played in like 10 Fiesta Bowls in the last 30 years? Because the Fiesta Bowl in Arizona, if they have a chance to get them, they're going to bring them, because they're going to bring 50. They're going to sell that thing out in 6 seconds. So just frustrating. Ohio State. I'm more surprised that Kyle McCord just turned into a dude all of a sudden. And
he was,
and that's a killer.
Yeah.
That's a killer. I thought Hartman forced a couple things. He stepped into the pocket once or twice. I didn't feel like he had to, but the Ohio State DBs were just blanketing dudes. all over the place at times in some key moments, and that was a killer where they were showing the end zone copy, and you could see what Hartman's reading, and it's like, where's he going to throw the ball? I don't know. I felt a couple times like just toss it up, and they didn't. But as things happen,
we actually got news of a commitment for Notre Dame. Hold on one second, guys. Let's Singer. Notre Dame just got a new commitment. CJ May.
I think I've watched his film 0 times. So who is he, Mike? I'll be honest with you.
2025 edge rusher from Alabama. That was not a commitment that Notre Dame saw going into the weekend.
Oh, wow. Well, that's good. I have to check his film out. It's a DN, right?
Yep.
I've just seen him on list.
1 second, guys. Let's Singer.
Yeah, I haven't watched him. So, yeah, look at this guy, Notre Dame. Yeah, you got a super chat. I agree.
Yeah, Tim, can you reach out while I handle this real quick?
Well, no, yeah, I mean, one of the super chats is Notre Dame has the worst home field advantage. Yeah, because they just don't finish a play. I hear you. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, let's talk about the game. I'm not worried. I mean, I mean, the commitment. I don't know. I don't even. See
I know. So I just need to get this on our front page of our website.
So,
here, Tim, let me pop up super chats.
Lawrence,
here from Matt.
What do you got? Do you see a way into the play? Yeah, I mean, if you win out, now you're asking Notre Dame to win, the rest of their games. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely doable. They're doable because they went toe-to-toe with Ohio State. Ohio State's a very good football team, and so is Notre Dame. Notre Dame played their tails off today. So, yeah, if you win out, because you're still going to have a top 5 game against Ohio State, geez, Tim, USC. USC is going to be in that top 5 range, just like tonight's game was. Duke's a ranked team. Clemson's definitely not, so you can throw them off the list. Louisville is they got some really good athletes. That's going to be a fun game in 2 weeks. So 11-1, you're going to be just like you were in 2021, fighting for that 4th spot. Easy as that. Notre Dame goes 11-1, they'll be number 4 or 5. Battling, yeah, exactly. Adam B says Louisville will be ranked. I agree. They got some good football players, but let's beat Duke now, right? You got to beat Duke, and Marcus Freeman has been messaging and getting things rallied and whatnot. So he's got to really regroup this team and get them to focus, as the old coaching saying goes. You don't want one loss to equal 2, meaning you take a week off right there. Yeah, Andrew, Pete Burgess. I said that to start the show. This game feels like 93 BC and 05 USC all rolls into one. So many things that looked exactly like both those games, and just missed opportunities.
Okay. Appreciate you, Tim. I just got to make sure I get this on my front page.
I got you.
Dave says, thank God for Rogue Shop right now. Dave, appreciate the super chats. Kirk said, since we are the home team, why weren't ACC refs being used instead of Big Ten refs?
It's no, because technically this is an out of conference game. So when you're an out of conference game, you use the other team refs. I believe I've heard that before. So if they play a Pac-10 team, you get a Pac-10 crew. And when Notre Dame's on the road, they use the Notre Dame crew. So I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Probably Google that and find that actual rule, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is. I could be wrong, but I think that's how it is.
Got it.
What else you got out there? I've seen a few fly in, so.
Sorry, Steve.
The one guy wrote right here, Patrick, 3-man rush on the last play. I don't think that's a killer. They weren't sacking them with 4 or 5-man rush, so they were dropping 8, flooding the zone, and McCord throws a dart right in between multiple guys. So McCord's got an arm. That's one thing I noticed in watching him over 3 games is dude's got a big league arm. He threw some fades that were just pretty as could be, but there you go.
This is a YouTuber / recruiting guy's worst nightmare, a commitment during a live show. But we're handling it. Okay, so we had that one.
Yeah, what else you got?
Dave said, I think the prevent D call on 3rd and 19 was and soft zone was the game.
it's a great catch. What are you going to do? I mean, you got an NFL football player in a Mecca and McCord's got a cannon. So if you do all out, what do you want to do? The covers, the safety blitz that they did last year, bring the house and leave the middle of the field wide open. We would be, right, Mike? We would be crying about why you do an all out blitz, leaving the middle of the field open. They flooded the zone. It's 3rd and 19. It's 3rd and 19. He didn't throw outside on one-on-one coverage. He threw in the middle. And sometimes in life you got to tip your hat to those guys. That's a killer. It's a heck of a play by those guys. But yeah, 3rd and 19. That's 05 SC all over again. 05 SC right there. That's a kicker. Yeah, Derek just jumped in. Yeah, 10 players on the last play. Yeah, we just saw a screenshot of it, and we saw 10 as well out there. So that's a kicker.
Scoober says Notre Dame is the worst home field advantage. How do we stop the wave of away fans?
Yeah, that's above my pay grade. That's above my pay grade. That's however they chart those things, they monitor those things. You got. I guess you need more people to have season tickets, right? More licenses. I guess that's one thing people have talked about, the personal seat licenses that Notre Dame's done, where people just sell those tickets all over the place. So I have no idea. I've never really studied. I know Pete Sampson of The Athletic I haven't read that article. He wrote a big article this week talking about that. So I don't know if you guys get The Athletic. So that's something he talked about. He talked to the Notre Dame ticket people, how they monitor, because you can monitor all these things electronically, which is fascinating now, which I had no idea. So I was reading a few things on Twitter talking about how these things roll these days. So there's info out there. There's articles out there to read and learn about.
I ain't afraid to know. Ghost said this one's hurts. Missed opportunity. Love you guys. Well, hey, I really appreciate the love.
Ghost, you are right, man. This one hurts. This one hurts. This is bad. This stinks. This doesn't. You're at home. You had the place rocking. I thought the offense was super efficient. You had quick drives. The clock's moving because of just efficiency, and you got no points. It's like it's wild to think about. It's wild. Second half, they came out and they played their butts off. Man, had a couple great drives. The 4th and inches, those guys are going to be kicking themselves forever. Why? Because when you watch the replay that NBC did, everyone knew they're going to quarterback sink, and you had 5. Literally multiple safeties just unblocked. You can't block all those guys, and for whatever reason, Hartman bounced it out because I think Eichenberg jumped over the top. Man, you hand off to Estime, it's an easy first down.
All right. No, Miguel, thank you for the super chat, but we literally went live 2 minutes after the game hit 000. So no, I have no idea what he said. But again, we really appreciate the support tonight. The YouTube chat's been amazing, but
no, I'm sure Ryan Day was hyped up. Ryan Day, I saw an interview in the pregame where he was just like really ticked off how the national media was picking. Go for it.
I get Spencer Schrader missed a 47-yard kick, but the 47-yard kicks happen. Like
it's right down the middle.
Kicker missed a 30-yarder, and they just pulled that guy off the street. Yeah. But it's a 40.
But it's right down, Mike. It's right down the middle, and all we've heard.
But of all
this
of
guy
the things,
kicks it 65 yards.
NFL kickers miss that all the time. I'm not a 40 and then 47. Of all of the things, DJ Brown's missed pick, that is like a 10 men on the field, but a 47-yard.
47-yard, Mike. 47-yard field goals. If you're a big-time kicker, 47-yard field goals are commonplace. I'm not saying it's easy.
Of all of the things, though,
I won a game in a high school. A guy kicked a 47-yard field goal. Okay,
again, and NFL guys. I'm not arguing about this, Tim.
I hear you.
You can miss it because those
of course you can
all the time.
Because we saw it.
Just can't finish a game. They definitely had the upper hand. When will those games turn? So.
Yes, I totally agree. They even when Ohio State was up, man, it just felt like Notre Dame was going to find some way to get in there. Even after that Henderson run, those guys battled back. Man, they came back, took the lead, and then that last drive. offenses on the field to win the game and kill the clock, get Ohio State to use their timeouts, and it didn't happen. Letting Ryan Day have one more timeout was a killer.
All right, Tim, I got to read an ad here. So don't go anywhere, folks. We're just going to hear from our sponsors over at My Perfect Franchise. If you are a displaced corporate executive, maybe you're wanting to put your career in your own hands, you're going to want to contact Andy Ledecky. He's a huge college sports fan and franchise veteran, having owned multiple franchises and businesses. Using Andy's expertise, he will help others find their American dream through a very thorough consultation and evaluation process. Call Andy, put your life and career in your own hands, and best of all, his services are 100% free to you. So what do you have to lose? Find your perfect franchise at myperfectfranchise.net. Thank you to Andy Ledecky, our sponsor over at My Perfect Franchise. Appreciate all the super chats. Starting 3 says, so they should have gone for it instead of kick. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, a 47-yarder is not a gimme. Like, the pick 6, like, that's just lower on my list of, like, what I'm going to yell at about this game. The 47-yarder that occurred early in the second quarter is not high on my list. I mean, it's maybe 15th. Yeah. Sorry, Tim, you're muted, buddy.
I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, the opening drive. I'm looking at my notes right here. Hartman scrambles, right? He's 1 inch short where the freaking ball is. You know what I mean? Like, he's 1 inch short. They get inside the red zone, no points. Come back the second drive, moving on down. And, that was a killer. I wrote old school zone blitz where Hartman almost threw a couple picks today. Luckily, they didn't, but they did an old school zone blitz, brought guys on the outside and dropped both D tackles that knocked it off. And then, I wrote Jim Knowles brought more pressure on that drive. 47-yard field goal, no good.
All right, Tim, do you want to talk about the 61-yarder? Sorry, we're just kind of hopping all over the place. I want to talk about that 61-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, I got notes right here for you.
I'm going to risk it for the biscuit, as they say.
If you're going to show anything, just show a screenshot.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. I just try not to. We'll even do it here. I'm just trying not to risk.
No, I'll break it down. Like I said, I'll break it down. Go ahead.
Tyler Horka had tweeted that Maris Leafau. He tweeted this during the game that Maris Leafau got tackled. Let's watch Leafau. He's at the bottom of the line here. He runs right into the pulling. He just takes on the pulling guard. There's there's no holding there for me.
No. He blows it up. He blows it up. He's the outside and bear because you don't want to wrong arm in the bear, as they say. So he's keeping outside arm and leg free.
So are you saying that Bertrand here is supposed to make this stop?
The Mike backer in the bear. They're literally in the old school 46 Chicago Bear D from the 80s, guys. They have 3 D tackles, 2 stand-up guys. You see DJ on the tight end and the other safety on the slot corners. Watts right here. You see Watts on the blue end right there in D. So the bear, Mike Singletary, patience. You're plugging. I mean, there is no holes. You patient, and your only read is the running back because every hole is plugged.
So the answer is yes. Bertrand misses because look,
he flies underneath. He flies underneath Marist, and he just gets caved.
The read, like he is reading this guard, and Travion Henderson. There's just no one. Look, I mean, no.
No, it's a great play because you're putting the other safety, the Bears safety, which is DJ Brown, number 2. You're putting him on Stover. So now you're putting, you're getting your other safety on the other side where you're going to run the counter to the other side. And then, it just comes down to Watts. I don't sit here and lay blame on everyone. Obviously, I could be wrong. They could be, hey, you fit that. But base thing, I thought JD attacked so fast where Henderson just showed he was running outside right from the get-go.
Yeah.
It showed the end zone copy where he's just, boom, he goes outside right away. It's a kill. It comes down to Xavier Watts. Xavier Watts just make a tackle. There's, even in the first half, multiple times just missed tackle. Ben Morrison, when they dumped it to the one back, he easily could have tackled him short, whiffs, he gets a first down, extends the drive. So a handful of those. Yeah, the guy wrote, here's one guy in the chat, Bertrand Slow. Yeah, he's not the fastest Mike.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Tim,
But it was just a killer. I found it more interesting, like, because Notre Dame's playing their tails off, and you come out in halftime and you're like, they basically ran a goal line defense in the middle of the field. I don't understand that.
Yeah. It's tricky because if you would have told us, Tim, Notre Dame gives up 17 to Ohio State, we're like, hell yeah. We'll take that. That's probably a win, right? But it just seems situationally, there's just so many screw ups. Like overall, 17 points, you take that, right? But situationally, it just seemed like the defense was just bad in key moments. Do you think that's fair? It's just overall, it was good, but key moments, awful. Like play calling, alignment, 10 men. Like, what is going on?
Well, that goes back to last year. I mean, you got the lead against Marshall and you let him go 95 yards. You have him pinned inside the 10-yard line. Ramon Henderson blows a coverage against Marshall on a boot pass, dumps it. The guy gets first down, and they go down and score. Stanford, the same thing. Notre Dame, Notre Dame has the lead against Stanford, and it's like estimate fumbles and then the D, Stanford gets the ball, they go down, kick field goal. So SC, Notre Dame struggled in that first quarter on offense. Then Pine and those guys got rolling. Defense just never got to stop it. Against Caleb Williams, that's why he won the Heisman. So, yeah, I mean, multiple missed opportunities. Same thing Ohio State last year, right? Ohio State just ran the ball down Notre Dame's throat in the last quarter and a half of that game last year. So, frustrating. I'd love to hear what Marcus Freeman had to say, and just going back to some of the situational football in this game. And man, dude, it's right there. And I think we could all sit here in the chat and talk on this thing once again, just like, what the heck, Notre Dame? you had it teed up. Yeah, it's not like we're talking about a 31-14 game, like what was that? The Alabama score 31, whatever this game was in 2020, or the ACC title game. I'm just going back a few years where you just lay an egg, and you just play like crap. They played their tails off. Obviously, home crowd and all that had it and didn't take it. I'm just like, we haven't even gotten into Sam Hartman. What were Sam Hartman's stats?
Yeah. So this is by the way, for folks watching on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up, by the way. I know this is not a game where you like it, but look, it's 11:30. We don't ask for super chats. You guys donate to them. We're very thankful, but we do ask the thumbs up. So all you need to do is be logged into a YouTube account or Gmail. I think even transfers over. Just hit the thumbs up. Really helps us grow. So yeah, Tim, let's talk about Hartman. I don't really know what to make about his performance.
Yeah, what was
17 of 25, 175 yards, touchdown. Did he get sacked?
Unless they counted that play, man, where they don't hand off and he eats it.
Yeah, that's
Notre Dame had
that. Yeah.
I mean, Notre Dame.
They counted that as a.
I don't know why that would sack. That should be a TFL because it was a run play, so it's not like it was.
Yeah, they called it
or anything.
Yeah, there's this one with 4:12 left, right?
Yeah, that's a killer because they've been running that crossbuck, they've been running ISO up in the gut really good. Notre Dame, that's a big thing I wrote on the thing. The adjustment Notre Dame did was we're going to run 21 personnel a lot. I mean, they did old school NFL playbook stuff today. 2 backs, just 1 tight end. Barely saw Holden Stays today, by the way. That's an interesting thing. Or he's probably their best receiver yet. We did not see him maybe 10 snaps, 12 at the most. And if it was early in the game. Notre Dame got out of that. They probably just felt they couldn't block with the 12 personnel, so they did way more 11 and then went 2 back with their crossbuck action. But Hartman keeping that thing was a killer because it put him behind the chains and forced them to throw a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Hartman, let's sit here and
I just like it was like
there's nothing for him to throw to.
Yeah, I can't think of anything where he was like, oh man, he kind of screwed up there, or
it was situation.
I can't. I like on the 4th and 1 where he scrambled and then the sneak. I don't know if you blame him. Like he seemed very calm. The moment wasn't too big for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, Tim. Like there wasn't really any opportunities for him to make big plays. And another. Go ahead, Tim.
No, I was going to say, if anything, I mean, he's making a play on the opening drive where he gets stopped. He's Notre Dame, by the way, came out. What a first drive going down. He's showing his experience, picking him apart, moving the ball, running the ball, all this good junk. And then he's an inch short, which is I thought he was going to. I mean, when that safety came out, I thought he was going to stop and just lob the ball over the head for a first down, and he kept it. No, the 4th and inches where they gave it to him, it's like, dude. Put the ball in Esteme's hand,
Yeah. That's not Sam Hartman's fault that they didn't call that.
No, I know. And he's not a scrambler. I mean, that was a tough one because there's 2 unblocked safety. There's 2 unblocked defenders on the edge is what happens. And they just get, and they just come up and fit like crazy on him. So it's one of those things, man. Had he done it to the other side, because they had a huge hole in the C gap, had they just given it.
Tim, there's like 90 things I want to get to, and things just keep popping up. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to talk to that. BJ says I'm an outsider, but coming in here. BJ says I was under the assumption Notre Dame is going to use Hartman as a focal point, which is what I wanted to talk about next, Tim. Notre Dame, like there was not that many drives in this football game, right? I mean, I feel like 9 usually get to at least 10, right?
There is by the way, a great stat because Ryan Day's been complaining.
Oh, wait, sorry. But they're counting this last play, right?
Yeah.
So that's really 8 drives.
But maybe it's 7. You don't count the downs before halftime where they're.
Okay. So it's really 7. Now, Tim, let me go on a spiel real quick. Look at the time of possession. 8-minute drive here, 7-minute drive here, 6.5-minute drive. Ohio State, I felt like Notre Dame and Ohio State basically played the same games. Ohio State was just able to chuck it around a little bit more. 7-minute drive for Ohio State. It seemed like both teams were just kind of like, let's just play some old school ball. Let's eat the clock. That first half, I remember with 3.5 minutes left, it was like an hour. Hour came off the. It was like 8:30 Eastern. This first half was about to go an hour, and then the last 3 minutes, of course, took a half hour or something. But
yeah.
All right, Tim. I'm gonna let you go on a spiel real quick. Okay. I need to go use the restroom real quick. Just number one, Tim. Can you handle me? Handle
go for it. I'll take one in 10 minutes. How's that?
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, just going off of what Mike was saying, the efficiency of the game was. You had no turnovers. Guys were catching the ball pretty much on both sides. A lot of short routes. I mean, look at Hartman's here. Average completion, pass was only 7 yards. So a lot of dinking and dunking, rolling from there. So that just keeps the clock going. The same thing with Ohio State. A lot of running the ball, a lot of run game efficiency from both teams. Ohio State was really good running the ball in the first half. They were almost 60%. Notre Dame was 64% in the first half. So that leads up to the efficiency that was going on in the first half. That's why it was so fast. Some of those new clock rules, it speeds up the game. But as I was about ready to say, I saw a stat with Ohio State. Someone had broken down, Ryan Day's complaining they're losing plays. They're only averaging 2 plays less than they had done last year. So the clock rules aren't as dramatic as it seems because there's still a lot of commercials. You still get your breaks in. It's just the game is just flowing faster. But I know everyone's mentioning the 10 players. Yeah,
Did you know that, Tim? Did you know that? Because if you don't check the chat, they'll let you know.
No, I didn't sit there and hit. I didn't sit there and hit pause and whatnot because I was how the heck am I going to do this show? Notre Dame just blew. It's like just.
I meant that as a joke because that's what we're getting every 2 seconds. Wear the Slack singer. I am wearing shorts that I've had since the 10th grade of high school. 10th grade.
But the 10 guys on the field is going to be interesting because what happened the play before? So that means
also 10 play. It was
That
back to
means someone
back.
came off.
So it's more like the play
Yeah,
before the last play. They had
Yeah.
back to back of 10 men on the field. That's crazy.
Yeah. So someone came off. It's more than because they were in Aztec, the Aztec package, so no one just ran down there. But yeah, a great question that Harvey just put in here. Do you think you have enough depth on the D line? Not a lot of rotation. I'll be interested to see what they did. Rubio had one or two big plays, but didn't see him a lot. Baptiste, if Nana played his 3 snaps, because I don't think I saw him. Baptiste played all night. Botello played all night. Burnham got out there just a hair. Never saw Tulialamaka. Mills, never saw Jason Anye. If he played, it was once again 1 or 2 snaps, and I didn't even pay attention to him.
Yeah.
Linebackers all played the entire game, rolling from there. Maris and JD never came off the field. So, yeah, rotation was really nil. It was nothing. It was basically nothing. These are our dudes. We're going to go play. And the same thing with Ohio State. They played their dudes all game.
Yeah. Baptiste had a good game. He played
with a lot of energy, a lot of heart, man. That guy played. I've not been a big fan of him. He's just not, he's not a big time pass rush type guy, but energy and fire. Obviously he's playing his old team, Ohio State, so he's going to bring it. And he played his ass off, man.
1 sack. And I think it was on the intentional grounding. I guess that counts as a sack.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Elho.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. More super chats, but I got to pay some bills so people don't yell at me. I was actually, during the game, I was wearing an Augie's Locker Room shirt, so I feel like this is pretty timely. So, folks, when you are in town, maybe for the Ohio State game or whenever you are in town next, I really hope you stop by Augie's Locker Room. It's definitely a place that you got to check out. Look, I don't know if Augie would want me to say this, but if you just need to go in there and look at it. Like, you need to experience Augie's Locker Room if you have never done so. A wide selection of Notre Dame Stadium pieces, jerseys, helmets, autographs, and one-of-a-kind Rockney items. You can find exclusive Joe Montana signed items and famous sculptor Jerry McKenna's replicas of the bronze statues that you'll find around the stadium. Augie gets new stuff in all the time. If he doesn't have it in store, Augie will go find it for you. Visit Augie at 1811 South Bend Avenue and see the vintage helmet display dating back to 1890. He's got some amazing stuff, folks, and always new items, so you're going to want to check it out. Visit augieslockerroom.com. Don't call him right now, but maybe during some normal business hours. Give him a ring, 574-277-6363. That's augieslockerroom.com. Okay.
What about this? Can I?
Please.
I'm sitting here looking at the stats, and I know we could sit here and talk about 1 or 2 things for 16 hours, but I am not the biggest fan, Mike, as you know, of Mr. Chris Tyree. Where did he pull his hamstring after that catch? Never saw him again. What do you have? A 20-yard catch, 25-yard catch, great play, and never saw Chris Tyree. And it's. I'm not saying Chris Tyree's the answer to the prayers because whatnot, but I know in my video I did the other day or our Wednesday night show, the mega show for 12 hours that we talked. It's like Chris Tyree. That's the one guy who has more speed than anyone on the field. Never saw the guy.
Yeah.
So that's a biggie. I'm just going through some of my sticky notes, see how people want to chat about it. Yeah. Mecca can't be covered. We saw that. Interceptions, yeah. But run game, man. Run game was Notre Dame offensive line played their butts off, and that was impressive times 10. They really were. They played unbelievable.
They
man.
kept Hartman upright. They were able to just such a weird game. Like, Hartman looked good. The running game looked good, right? How the hell did they score 14 points? Driving, I had this in my notes. Driving the ball down the field was not the issue. Let me pull up the drive charts.
Oh, they killed the clock. What was the possession?
14 plays, 71 yards, downs, right? 7 plays, 39 yards, missed, right? You have 32 yards here, but at least it wasn't a 3 and out.
32 yards, yeah.
8 for 36, downs, touchdown. And then Timothy Hyde, I'm dying.
I'm telling you guys, the last drive where they don't burn those timeouts, that last drive, man, I'm going to have visions of that screen that screen for the rest of my life because that dude. I don't even know. I didn't even write down who they're throwing it to. Was it Price or it was some? I mean, it's a freaking. If it's not a touchdown, it's going for 68 yards. How's that? And the game's over.
Tim, there's just so many things where Notre Dame was so close. So close.
You know, and it
any
was,
of these things, any of them, and Notre Dame wins. I mean, if Notre Dame kicks the field goal on the first drive.
It's my sticky note. Where is Tyree? There we go. It's like
I'm just
no, the field goal. Yeah, no, exactly. The field goal on the opening drive. If they're not an inch short there, the inches stuff was just a great drive by Notre Dame, and they just don't get it. I mean,
Tim, the first quarter, I tweeted out Notre Dame looks like the much better team, right, Tim? They look significantly better, and
I'll be honest with you, man. As they always say, the team that makes the most plays and the fewest mistakes over the course of 60 minutes usually wins. And the Buckeyes had a few more plays. They did. They had a few more plays, and that goes back to Notre Dame just not finishing a couple things or just having, we've been talking. I mean, we've been talking about the strength of Sam. Let's get back to Sam Hartman here. The strength of Hartman is utilizing his 5 guys, right? Finding the open guy. And I mean, let's be honest, outside of NC State, it's been scrimmages. So that's been easier to do. Today, those guys would just be like, I'm going to take you out. I'm going to take you out. And he found, Tyree on the one. He found Evans. I mean, what was Evans, guys? Look at his 7 catches for 75 yards.
Hell of a game for him.
You're not going to beat an elite football team where your tight end and the next receiver is Rico Flores with 3. Rico Flores is not a Blazer. So
yeah,
that's the guy. You had Mitch Evans with 7, Rico Flores with 3, Greathouse with 2, Payne with 2. Where the heck are the wide receivers? So, and that's Hartman. Like, who can I go to? And we've always talked, well, you don't need a Michael Floyd, you don't need a Tate, you don't need a Claypool, Fuller. We'll spread it around. That was the hope. But tonight showed Notre Dame, you do need a dude when at crunch time. Ohio State had a dude.
Yeah. Hey, Tim, I need 30 seconds for you on this because I got like 15 super chats queued up. So you do think it was more about the receivers not getting open than it was Hartman just not finding them?
Yeah, I'm just, once again, watching it live and, the few things I got to rewind. And I thought NBC did a great job showing the back of Hartman, seeing what he sees a handful of times. And you just saw Buckeyes covering dudes down.
Yeah. Well, I'm drinking coffee right now. I don't have – it's not an Irish coffee. Well, probably should be, but hope you guys are all well. Just hang in there. Hang in there. I just wanted to pop this up real quick. Look, Talent's headed in the right direction. You young guys are huge contributors. I mean, look, Flores and Greathouse, your 2 leading receivers. I mean, those guys look really good. They're just true freshmen. There's still so much talent. I mean, there's still reason to be very, very excited, but right now we're all gutted for sure.
Yeah, 5 catches for 60 yards combined. I mean,
yeah, and a touchdown.
So they had 5 catches for 60 yards, and then you have this. Colsey.
Colsey's on a milk carton right now, Tim. We got to find him.
Once again, Tobias, he catches the 6-yard little dump pass to the inch-yard line. Jaden Thomas,
1 for 7.
Yeah, 1 for 7, and everyone thinks he's an All-American. So he got locked down. He got stuffed. He did. So he's there's one play. It was on the block or whatever. He just looked slow as could be against that. It was on a run where he ended up blocking. God, he looked slow. But
all right. Miguel with the super chat says special teams also won the game for Ohio State. Wish Brian Mason stayed.
Well, they had the great kickoff return. I got it. That was a big kickoff return.
Yeah.
Punt game was unbelievable. They had they pinned 2 punts, I believe.
Yeah, there's that one that dropped inside the 5, and Tyree lets it go, and it just bounces. Yeah. Ohio State did do well in special teams.
Yeah, they had
and then of
2,
course
right?
Notre Dame with their kickoff or their field goal, which
Yeah.
Spencer Schrader can hit those. So
That goes back to Urban Meyer, man. Urban Meyer made the Buckeyes like the elite unit of special teams like crazy. So, oh man,
$20 super chat here from Relic. Maybe that's how you're pronouncing this. Really appreciate this, my friend. He says there's a lot of little things you can pick apart for both teams, but the edge for Ohio State may be the recruiting/talent they have accrued over the years, where Notre Dame is still working to get an elite level in recruiting/development. I mean, for sure. I mean, I think you kind of see that where Notre Dame's best receivers, although not burners, right, Tim? Notre Dame still needs to be able to stretch the fielders. But those are your best 2 receivers on the night. They're both true freshmen. I mean, there's so much reason for optimism. You look at Ohio State with Marvin Harrison Jr. and Emeka Egbuka, outstanding. And that's recruiting. So I think Notre Dame still might just be a year away. Tim, that was such a key to the game for me was, Ohio State, I feel like didn't come after Hartman as much, but Tim, I was like, can Notre Dame's receivers get open? And they didn't. So, but yeah, really appreciate the super chat.
No, we got so many passes like Mbuka, Emeka's, just so many deep crossers, just like toying. They went after Harper like it was going out of style tonight. So, I mean, they really just picked on, it was a combination of just Harper, Watts, DJ, whoever was the dude down. They were going to go after one of those 3 all night long.
So, Tim, we're going to go through these super chats, and then I want to go back. This is what we do keys of the game. We don't like for our Friday video. I figured let's go back to the keys and kind of look at the keys of the game and how Notre Dame fared. So I think that'll be interesting to do. So Nikki D21 says, I feel like if Notre Dame was in the position that OSU was in and was on the 1 yard line, OSU would have stopped us or caught a break somehow.
That's
that's a Notre Dame fan talking right there.
Yeah, Nikki, hey, high five, because that's exactly, because it's like you not winning these damn games.
Yeah,
I mean, exactly, man. This game, seriously, man, it is a carbon copy of 05 USC. It really is. When you start looking at, obviously the score was higher, but that the stakes were just as high. The energy was just as high. The crowd, the recruits, the plays that didn't get made, the plays that did get made. It's oh my God, it feels like 05. And it just stinks because Notre Dame, once again, could have been the talk of the country. And now it's same old Notre Dame. Yeah, they look good and tough. Win out and we'll see what happens. It's same old thing. Then they'll be the 4 seed, go play Georgia and enjoy a one and done in the playoffs if they get the 4 seed, let's say.
Yeah.
Because SC is going to be a nightmare just to defend. If we thought Ohio State had dudes, wait till we see SC has guys. They're going to just destroy Notre Dame safeties. But I'll be positive, Mike. I'll be positive.
All right, Nikki, appreciate the super chat. We'll keep going through these. Really appreciate the support tonight, guys. Starting 3 says, if Notre Dame won, I would forget about Estime's lack of touches. What about that? 14. So let's see. We had Love go 8 for 57. I mean, you can't really. I mean, he looked great. So Price 3 for 22. Payne 6 for 18 and a touchdown. I mean, maybe you take away a couple of Paynes and give them the estimates, but otherwise, and Ford had a couple, but otherwise, I mean, it was more about Notre Dame just only having 64 plays in a game. But
no, it's interesting because they really trusted Payne at some key moments, and more so, I thought Love at some key moments, which was fascinating. Yeah, Estime had a couple nice runs today, but yeah, he didn't seem like he was going to be the dude at the in the fourth quarter, which I found interesting. I still don't understand, Mike. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning, make breakfast for the kids, and they're gonna be like, "Dad, what happened?" They thought Hartman would keep it on a QB keeper on inches instead of give it to the guy with the big arms and shoulders and go win it. or go get it. But yeah, here's the field goal that made it 31-0. Aztec, DJ Brown could have had an interception. It's like, the one right before halftime. He had twice, that poor guy. 6-year senior is going to be kicking himself. I'm trying to find the one corner blitz. Corner blitz where they let that guy wide open, runs it down for 40 yards.
Yeah. Tyler's little brother says, that's his YouTube name, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
We talk about the egregious corner blitz, but I had written down
40 yards. It went for 40. It went for 40. No, it's
just a busted coverage.
Oh yeah, it was DJ Brown. It looked like when you rewatch it, it looked like that should have been Brown's guy.
That was on 3rd and 5. Notre Dame's up 14-10.
Yeah,
and then Tim, like a play or two later, Bertrand is lined up in the slot against Travion Henderson. Wheel route, pass interference. Ohio State's at the 20.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, it's the push fade, or the slot fade, whatever you want to call it. They did that earlier in the game too. They tried to hit Harrison and it got broken up. But push fade, man, boom. That's a tough one. And Notre Dame matches up with their personnel, so running back on linebacker, but JD out there. It looked like 2021 Cincinnati, right, where JD kept having to cover slots and got torched in that game. So. Yeah, right here. I mean, Theodore put his up. I agree, my good friend. I agree. Go back to that line. I mean, do you have the drive chart? Can you pull up the chart, right? The plays. Go to that last one.
Yeah.
Go to that last one. I mean, they hit. Isn't that? Yeah, go to that real quick.
So the Notre Dame one?
Yeah. Yeah, the Notre Dame one.
Hold on, let me see.
I was losing my mind at the end. I don't think I charted it. I didn't. Yeah. Didn't they start? They started that drive with a pass.
Yeah,
correct?
It was empty. Empty.
Yeah. Hit Flores, and then you go right back down. Which Rico Flores, great job, stayed in bounds. Kept that clock going, and then you got rush up the middle, Estime, the Hartman. The next play is the killer, man. He doesn't hand off the damn football,
Tim, I gotta mute myself. I gotta send a voice message real quick.
Yeah, go for it. And then as we just make the screen a little bit bigger if you can. Yeah. Oh, it's perfect right there. Yeah, that last drive from the super chat. Yeah, Rico right there. That's just to be aggressive, because you still had a bunch of time on the clock, so you're trying to just get first downs. Rolling right there, Audric up the middle, gain first down, another for back-to-back first downs. That's the thing. It's like Rico, catch it for 9 yards, right? And keep the clock going. Estimate gets 9, run for 9, damn it. And that was a killer. And then the loss of 5. That's 1st and 10. You got all the momentum in the world. Did they try and get too cute with the crossbuck? And he missed the handoff. Do you just go bam, straight handoff, go get yards, kill time? That play right there is a killer. And then, God, man, the second right there, the screen's wide open, and they run it on 3rd down. I'm telling you guys, go back and watch that screen. You are gonna just be like, holy moly!
Yeah,
there's a wall out there, and he's gone. He is gone. That's a kill. And they had to run it on 3rd to make them burn another timeout. But the fact that the ball was incomplete and screen passes, Hartman's been really good with those, man. It's just a quick little dump. And JT, who'd been very quiet. I'm curious. Let me pull up some Ohio State's stats here. He's their future 1st-round pick. He had 6 tackles, had the half of TFL, had the pass breakup, which is the screen. That's a heck of a play by him, man. Heck of a play. Proctor played good. Ransom. Wasn't Ransom the safety that Brian Kelly just never called? And I remember reading this like years ago. I'm sure some guys in the chats will remember. Latham Ransom visited Notre Dame. Brian Kelly just never chatted with him. And he goes to Ohio State and they hype him up, high-five him. He's like, what the hell? So I think I remember reading that, but we'll see. We'll see if someone else finds that.
Yeah, folks, please do like the stream. As Matt says here, still got lots to talk about.
Yeah,
For
no big plays. Jack Sawyer went one-on-one 99% of the time with Joe Alt. Didn't get much. Couple pressures against Alt, just on some twists and all. But once again, these are NFL guys, man. You're going to give up one, and I bet you Alt was 90% the way I watched him. He was outstanding. I thought Fisher had his best game. There's one run play. Oh my God, Fisher buries Steel Chambers, their middle linebacker. Oh my God, that poor guy.
All
He's going to have 54 on his chest for the next week.
All right, Tim, we gotta get through some of these super chats.
Yeah, throw them up, whatever you're doing.
Yeah. Nez Tyson says Notre Dame lost because when something worked for them, the head coach, offensive coordinator, and defense coordinator went away from it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what was. I don't know. It's hard to say Parker called a good game because they scored 14 points, but I thought they called a good game. I thought they kept Ohio State so off balance at times, and they Mike, you follow recruiting.
Yeah.
They don't have a dude.
They don't.
Let's just be brutally honest. They don't.
Merriweather's not there yet. Love him, not there yet.
Why? Been there 2 years. What's he doing? Chilling? It's like I thought he's some 4-5 guy or 4-4. It's like I thought he's some blazer. He can't run a vert route ever. It's great. It's crazy. It just is how there's no one to go vertical and stretch a field ever. And that's I'm sure Mr. Goolsby will talk about that tomorrow night.
Yeah. Tomorrow night, Mike Goolsby show should be 8 p.m. Eastern. So
I talked during the week, especially on our message board. I kept talking about watch Ohio State runs outside zone more than anyone. They love outside zone, and those were their big run plays today. Notre Dame just wasn't fitting with just two backers. Second quarter, they do a lot of three backers. They come out in the third quarter, go bear, and boom, touchdown. So,
Tim, I got a call. I'm just gonna predict something. I want everyone to remember this right here. I'm just gonna throw this out there, and if it sticks, you'll remember this. All right, Tim? I need you to implant this in your brain. I think Golden, this is his last season at Notre Dame. Prediction here. I think Freeman in year 3 goes back to calling plays. He's going to be the defense coordinator. That's my bold prediction for next year. I think Golden goes. He's going to go take some NFL job or get some head coaching job in college or something. And I think Freeman then calls plays. It's bold. Just going to throw that out there.
You want to know the last head coach to do that? Bob Davie. So let's don't jinx from one DC the head coach to another DC the head coach who takes over play calling after a couple of years. But
Nikki,
that's a tough one.
Nikki D21 says Golden did a good job, but just think another DC could get a little more out of the defense, enough to be the difference. Parker called a good game. Again, I'm really struggling with this Notre Dame offense. Tim, I need to watch this game back to be like, oh, they just move the ball so well.
Yeah.
They just couldn't put points on the board.
No, I mean, Mike. I mean, you get red zone opportunities, no points.
No points.
They get no points. I mean, it goes back to the opening drive. Goolsby DC.
Let's do it.
I mean, they got the super chat says Golden's not getting much out of them. They just held Ohio State to 17, who scored on the last play of the game.
It's Tim. This game.
They're very limited at spots. They're limited at spots.
Because Notre Dame scores 14 overall. We're happy with the offense. Ohio State scores 17, right? Notre Dame keeps them under 20. We're like, defense. Like, it's just so weird. You would think it'd be like offense sucks, defense is great, but the vibe is kind of opposite. We're more disappointed in the defense and situations, and the offense we're disappointed, of course, as well, because of the fourth down stuff. But still,
no, you gotta because they didn't finish the damn game. They didn't finish the game. Yeah. That's the killer. What is this? Was it just me? Was Parker play calling as intimidated as Coach? Talking about Klein, the Kansas State guy? I don't know. I've watched 0 plays of Kansas State this year, so I have no idea.
It's already 3. We appreciate all the love tonight. And I think I got another super chat from you. I queued this one up from Griffin. He says, so no college football hopes really anymore with Hartman. I would disagree. I think Notre Dame can still run the table, and I think they're in. Because, dude, Clemson lost today. That is a damn good 2-2 football team. Clemson, that I think when Notre Dame goes into Clemson, I think that's going to be a really good win if the Irish do that. And you still got USC at home. So I am not poo-pooing on Notre Dame. In the top of college football, like, I mean, look at the teams have already lost. Alabama's already lost. Like, I'm not poo-pooing on Notre Dame's college football playoff hopes. Obviously, losing against Ohio State's going to hurt. I've known Griffin. I've known him for maybe 10 years. I've known this kid. I haven't talked to him in a long time, but I've known him since he was probably in middle school. Went to my church in Florida. So just wanted to say hello, Griffin. It's pretty cool to see him in here.
Okay, let's be honest now. You start talking about playoffs, so you're going to go
playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, the Big Ten is going to be the Ohio State, Michigan winner. One's going to get in, and if Ohio State loses that, they could probably be the 4 seed like they were last year because they beat Notre Dame. So that pushes Notre Dame out. So you need Penn State to beat one of those two is what you need.
Yeah, I'm just talking strictly on what Notre Dame can do. They're going to need help now.
The teams that's got some freakazoids is Oregon and Washington. I don't know if they play next week or in 2 weeks. My God, both those teams have. Mike, you follow recruiting. Why can't Notre Dame get wide receivers that Oregon, Washington have? I mean, what the heck? They got dudes that could fly. Notre Dame has a bunch of guys that run hitches. God, frustrating, man.
Matt Irish says need better D-line play and more than 14 points against USC.
Yeah, without a doubt.
That's a great point, Matt, for sure.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Nothing to add there. Matt, appreciate the super chat. That is that's for sure. Every time I pop up the live chats, 10 players, 10 players, 10 players, 10 players. Gosh, that is
and it's
people just
but Notre Dame's not in there if they get another first down on that drive and the game's over and they make Ryan Day use his timeout. Notre Dame didn't make him use his timeout. If they get the 4th and inches, get a first down, they go down, kick field goal. You know what I mean? You got DJ Brown is this year's Pete Burchich from 1993 against BC, which is going to be that play's going to last forever.
I feel so bad for that kid, man. Ugh.
But that goes back to, Mike, let's get back to players, right? The fact that Mike's going to talk, Goolsby's going to talk about this tomorrow night. The fact that DJ Brown is a 6-year senior and you have to have him on the field, that means there's no one else who's been recruited the last couple of years that's a dude to play. So you have to play DJ Brown, as we know he's a solid average football player. He's not a difference maker. So, and that's the guy that you're pinning your hopes on, a 6-year DJ Brown. Because what in the world have they done at safety? Their safeties are ex-offensive guys, and you have to get a transfer from Oklahoma State who got abused a lot tonight in Harper from Oklahoma State. He just got beat up underneath all game long.
Yeah. All right. If you missed it, by the way, Notre Dame landed a new commitment right after the game. CJ May, a 2025 4-star edge. I remember talking to him after he visited in the summer, and I was like, holy crap, this is like a Notre Dame kid. But this commitment, to my knowledge, was a surprise. Notre Dame was not expecting this one. So 4-star player, 6'4", 225. We'll definitely have more coverage about this and so much more on the recruiting weekend on Sunday.
See a family of the Mays that went to North Carolina, basketball family?
I have no idea.
I'm just throwing it out there. I have no idea. So I just think of May. I know they had some basketball players over the years go to UNC, so I have no idea.
Toda Beast says, what loss hurts more, 05, 2014 or this one? For USC, 05, 2014 FSU.
I mean, all of them suck, my good friend. Are you kidding me? SC's Dwayne Jarrett on 4th and freaking 9. Holy crap, man. Once again, make him play. But that's a Heisman winner. Florida State's one of the all-time worst ones because you have the defending national champs, the Heisman winner on the road. I love when Notre Dame plays at Florida State. I love that crowd. I visited Florida State, me and my wife, a few years ago. just doing a little Southern trip on spring break. What a campus atmosphere. Florida State's pretty awesome. She has a relative that lives down there in the Panhandle. And that one sucks because that's one of the loudest road games I've ever heard on TV with Notre Dame. And then, this one, all three of them. Put them in a jar, blend them up, and they're all the same. They hurt like heck because it was the last, basically at the end of both games, all three of these, to where you could have finished it. I mean, you could add 2015 Clemson. I know Clemson was number 12 at the time. They weren't, as they were moving their way up, but that one sucks, losing by 2 on the road. And the Hurricanes.
It's this one. Maybe 05 USC.
I mean, no, 05 SC is the worst loss ever is the 93 BC.
Yeah, this one, though.
Believe me, there's plenty in the 60s and 70s that Notre Dame lost to Purdue and SC.
We were saying on Wednesday shows, like, this is the biggest game since 05 USC.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We're loving light. Dropped a $2 super chat. I've seen you in the chat. I don't know.
Yeah, throw anything out there. Yeah, he's been chatting away.
Yeah, we've been chatting away. Sorry, missed your comments. But really do appreciate the support. Demont, Mr. Food Lover, $5 super chat. Says, sorry, I don't want to hear O-line you or tight end you until we win a chip. That is your prerogative, my friend.
Yeah.
Whatever floats your boat.
I mean, those. I'll tell you what; those two positions played their butts off tonight.
Well, we're not the problem tonight.
They were not the problem. You know, and you know why they're. I mean, they're tight end you over the history, but they're tight end you recently because they haven't been wide receiver you. So, man, I'm gonna. Yeah, people don't like at me when I always talk about SEC speed on the perimeter. People hate when I say that, Mike, but it's so damn true. So, it's true. Got to get some dudes outside. I hope Cam Williams is as fast and as athletic as his high school film is.
Appreciate the super chats. Another one. Here's our boy. He says the coaching staff was a detriment to this team on both sides of the ball in the 4-minute drill. 10 players on the field is unforgivable. So, yeah, I think everyone gets some blame here. The coaches, special teams, offense, defense, everyone could have done significantly better.
Yeah, no, the 4-minute. I mean, that's going back to where I talked about that a few minutes ago. That 4-minute drive, man, it sucks because you got back-to-back first downs. So you get the ball back at 4 minutes. I mean, if Notre Dame gets one more play, they're going to be just ripping Ryan Day for running the jet sweep against the jet sweep to Emeka, which got stuffed down there. Notre Dame gets the ball back. It's 4 minutes to go. You're thinking this is the moment you're going to finally beat Ohio State for the first time since, before World War II, for crying out loud. And you get first down catch, Rico Flores, first down run, Audric Estime. You got all the momentum in the world, Mike. The game is over. All the momentum in the world. Had those guys run for 9 yards instead of 11. The clock's chewing, using timeouts. I'm telling you, man, this game's over. They get that ball back with 30 seconds. The game's over. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Appreciate the super chat. I think we talked about this one. Run 3 times and force OSU to use all of the timeouts.
Yeah, I got into that a little bit.
Yep, Theodore. It's time to sit Bertrand, Kaiser, and Marist and play the young talent at linebacker. Snead had the only juice in the front 7. Really nice batted ball. I think that was to force a turnover on downs, if I recall correctly.
Or was that the field goal? No, that was the field goal, I think. Yeah, the field goal.
Okay, to stop a touchdown.
Yeah. No. I mean, no, Snead's an athlete. It's funny. I've been talking about that lately. Like, I think they're wasting their time teaching him to play linebacker. I think he should be the Micah Parsons. He should be on the perimeter, just bringing heat. He is. I mean, he almost got the sack with Patello on the grounding one. That dude's an athlete outside. So I think they're wasting time. I could be wrong on that. He could, be Jalen Snead next year at will linebacker. I don't think so. He's an outside edge guy that could bring it. So, and as far as playing other linebackers, yeah, there's some fits, man. They just don't fit. It just clogs up. God, because what they do is when they either blitz Marist, he blew up some plays on blitzes, but when they either blitz him or JD, they slide the backer over the top because it's a form of TNT is what it is. It's a 3-3 stack blitz scheme. you're creating havoc inside, stacking a Mike backer so the guys slide off of each other to read. Going back to the touchdown play where JD fits too much and Henderson runs it outside. There's one run Henderson rips off where they blitz JD in the A gap. Maris comes over the top to the right. They're running to the left. Well, his responsibility is to the right, and it's frustrating sometimes. Some of the insertions and they don't have a safety to help fit. So I could talk run fits for 3 weeks, man. It's frustrating.
Beefstick says, "Guess I'm glad I didn't call off work for this one." I mean,
man. God,
I don't know, man. That was a great game.
Minutes.
I mean, as a college football fan, I mean, yeah, you got to watch that one back if you didn't get to watch it, Beefstick. J Mart says, worst game, OSU or the USC pushgate game? Yeah, the Bush push game hurts bad. Yeah, you think USC, Tim?
Oh, yeah, because that's Notre Dame takes care of business that game. Even though they lost to MSU in overtime earlier in the year, dude, they're playing for a national title possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, right? I mean, they went out. They win the rest of the games.
Notre Dame beats Ohio State. They're in the title game this year.
Exactly. But, they're the cat's meow in 2005, man. Everyone loved Charlie Weiss coming from the Pats and Brady Quinn and all that stuff. They handle SC. Brady Quinn probably, that was Reggie Bush's year 05. He was a freak.
Yeah.
But Brady Quinn may win the damn Heisman just because Notre Dame's there, right? He may take it away because they beat SC. Oh, yeah. That SC one, just because of what SC was. See, that Pete Carroll team of 05 is one of the greatest. Obviously Vince Young beat them. That's one of the greatest college football teams in the history of college football. This Ohio State team's not one of the best teams of all time. So SC is still brutal. This one hurts, man. This one's up there. I mean, this is 2014 FSU as the other guy brought. Kicking the pants.
Yeah. Folks, please do hit the thumbs up. If you are new here, please do subscribe to our channel. We do these post-game shows after every Notre Dame game, and we have content daily on Notre Dame football on our YouTube channel. Shows 5 days a week. These live shows 5 days a week. Other content covering recruiting and post Marcus Shipman press conference stuff. So seriously, so much covering Notre Dame right here on our YouTube channel. And please do head over to blueandgold.com as well. You can sign up just $1 for 1 month. You can get you in the door to join our Blue and Gold community. Tim, we're going to hear from our last sponsor for today's show. And it's definitely a really neat one with Barb Stevenson. You can check out her work at barbstevenson.com. So folks, this is what you need to know about Barb. If you're looking for a really unique gift for yourself, or a Notre Dame fan in your life, well, you're going to want to look no further than the beautiful artwork of Barb Stevenson. She lives near the University of Notre Dame and has been inspired to create pen and inks of the iconic buildings throughout campus. In fact, she's even been commissioned by the university many times to create artwork of those classic buildings to give as special gifts. And now she has a selection of 4 Notre Dame limited pen and ink prints she is offering to our listeners here at Blue and Gold. And what makes each pen and ink so unique and one of a kind is the hand-painted metallic gold she applies to each one. They are simply stunning. To purchase and view Bob's art, visit her website, barbstevenson.com. That's barbstevenson.com. Or you can give her a call. Maybe not right now if you're watching live because it's past midnight. But you can give Barb a call during normal business hours at 574-210-8388. Again, folks, that's barbstevenson.com. If you order now, you will receive free shipping anywhere in the continental United States. So please do check that out and let her know that Blue and Gold sent you.
Wow. There's I haven't jumped on Twitter in like 8 hours. I just jumped on and Marcus Freeman said he didn't want to take a penalty of rushing a defensive end into the field without a timeout. Said he didn't want to give Ohio State a free shot. Wow. So he knew it. He knew there was 10 out there.
And they had no timeouts.
Wow. Interesting. The stats, I'm just scrolling real quick.
Tim, while you're scrolling, Zachary with super chat said went to the last 2 Ohio State Notre Dame bowl losses, and this game was undeniably took a step forward, unlocked another recruiting level, which will get the monkey off the back. So, Zachary, appreciate the positivity, my friend. I don't recognize you, so I hope to see you in more of our YouTube shows, my friend.
I was there too, Zach. They stunk losing both those games. The 05 one after the 05 season, it was a tough one, man. It was a tough one.
Yeah,
that was a war because Zibby returns it, calls it back, and then they just boom, they go right down and score. Man, that was a tough one. That was a tough one. Leaving that. Dude, I'm telling you, we talked about it the other night. Ohio State fans are just not cool. I can't wait to see some of the Ryan Day. He's blowing up Twitter. I guess he just went off after the game, so that'll be interesting. Hey, but he's the head football coach who won the game, so kudos to him, right?
Yeah, I guess if you can, then shout out to him, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Zachary, appreciate the super chat. Starting 3 said Waterboy Coach Klein. So the movie Waterboy, that was his shout out earlier to Coach Klein.
Okay.
And not Kansas State.
Mike, do not ask me if I've seen that or do I remember that.
Hey, listen, I have seen.
I know I've seen Waterboy. I don't remember the quote.
Yeah, I don't even remember. But starting 3, really appreciate all the
here's Tyler Horka. Here's another tweet real quick. Just Marcus Freeman, as we just sitting there chatting. We had a lot of opportunities to win that game, and we didn't. To be on the losing side, it hurts. It stings, but we got to own it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But that's fascinating how he knew there was only 10 out there. I'm on Horka's timeline. Yeah, he knew he was out there.
Yeah, Tyler said Marcus Freeman was asked if there was a possible advantage to running an 11th player onto the field on purpose to take a penalty and try his luck on an Ohio State snap from the half-yard line, but he said he didn't want the Buckeyes to have the extra time to think about
But I don't understand. Here's Sports Center. Notre Dame only had 10 on the field for the final 2 plays.
Yeah, we talked about that.
You spike the ball. What now that that's right, because they spike. Why the hell are you not running a dude out there?
Tim, I'm gonna give a hot take here. They could have had 11 there. It might not have mattered. There's just so many other situations where Notre Dame just should have won that game. It should not have been there.
No, exactly, because that's going back to the 3rd and 19, and he hits the damn seam to Emeka with
wide open
DBs all over the freaking place. Man, bat the damn ball down somebody, and you win the game. But it's just frustrating now that I'm getting pissed off. Excuse my French, but it's that's maddening that you knew it and you didn't want to risk it. But there's nothing to risk. They just down the damn thing. Run a dude out there. That's why you have GAs and all. Every time they show the booth with Parker and you see 9 guys you don't see in the media guy, those are all guys working the front office or the football office. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's Pete Sampson of The Athletic right here. It's hard to grasp how Notre Dame staff could have allowed this to happen. Back-to-back plays. Exactly. But handle something 2 minutes earlier and the game's over with. Hey, you know what? I'm going to take 10 seconds. Not that I want to do it, obviously, but it's seriously, Kyle McCord, man. Way to step the freak up.
Stones.
Seriously, stepped up. That dude stepped up. There were shots of him on the sideline looking like he had no clue what the hell was going on in this game. And that guy rallied, man. So kudos to him. It just sucks. It does. Now that we've been on this son of a gun, Mike, for an hour 25, man, I can't believe we've been talking. I feel like we haven't talked about anything. We're almost 90 minutes in. It's man, what a killer. What a freaking killer.
Hey, Matt, really appreciate the super chat. It says, Tim, I know you're hurting just like all of us. Hang in there, buddy. Thanks for all you do. So
thank you.
I'm
hurting, my friend.
I echo Matt's sentiment for sure.
Hey, just so you know, I went back. I dug out the old blue and golds I have 5. I have five losses. I got them downstairs. I forgot to bring them up. But I went back and I found all 5 of them, from the 90s. Got them out, wanted to reread the game. I rewatched the 96 game on Thursday night. Stayed up, did dishes. I found a 45-minute condensed Goolsby always laughs at me because I always say I'm doing dishes and watching film, but it's like it's relaxing. I put headphones on, watch film, and do some dishes. That's my stress relief, I guess. But I watched the '96 game again, and you know what? It's some of the old dogs who've been around like me. That game, I thought Ron Paulus played his butt off in '96. The same thing in that game. Perimeter receivers. Mosley, Malcolm Johnson just not making plays deep. But I mean, did Hartman even throw a pass past 5 yards at times? It's
there were a couple deeper balls. I feel like that.
Yeah, I know.
PI.
He tried one to Thomas. Was that the PI? Someone got PI on one.
I remember a Merriweather PI.
Merriweather. Excuse me.
But Notre Dame had four passing plays that went for more than 15 yards. You had the one to Tyree, first drive of the game.
You never saw Chris Tyree again, Mike. Sorry for cutting off, but it's
Merriweather. So Merriweather 15 yards, but his stats
1 for 6.
Only gave him 6. So something's off there.
Yeah, something's off there.
Because I was like, man, he had more than 6 receiving yards. So I don't know what that is about. So let's see. Home, big plays. And then you have this was early in the fourth. Hartman, it was that play where it was like a screen, like
the Great House
on both sides, and then they threw the Great House up the middle. It's a fantastic little play.
Yeah.
28 yards, and then Hartman to Evans for 25. But
5-yard hitch. The guy wrote 5-yard hitch to Tyree, and he took it the rest. Exactly.
Yeah, so nothing really downfield. Tim, how about we
because that's when just real quick as we get on that is Hartman. There was a moment in that first half where obviously his experience, you could see it on television. You could see his years of playing this game come to life. His calmness, his moving, looking around, all that good stuff. I thought he was going to throw the ball 40 times in this game. I really did. They ran 39 times.
Well, yeah. A couple of them were the Hartman, some of the, but like 35.
Yeah, Neal's. Yeah, Neal. No, I hear you. So, no, I hear you. But it's like, I really thought they were going to throw the ball 40 times. I thought they were going to put it in his hands and just go. But it had a feeling where maybe Parker was just like, we can't beat these guys outside. Do we really want to throw 40 times? But they got the run game going. The guy earlier was saying it's not O-line you. I'm telling you, man. I'm going to go back and dice this up. I thought the O-line blocked the hell out of Ohio State. Blocked the hell out of those guys. That's one of the top 2 or 3 D-lines in the country.
Yeah.
Guy wrote Evans was a horse. Exactly.
Yeah. Lossless, an Ohio State fan came in and dropped a $5 super chat. So, hey, really appreciate that. Congrats to Ohio State. It was a hell of a game.
Exactly.
It was.
No, exactly. Thanks for coming in.
Go beat Michigan, lossless.
Exactly. Yeah. When I say Ohio State fans suck, it's just the things you hear as you're getting in your car and you're wearing a green Notre Dame shirt. So, but that's fine. Believe me, I don't take offense to it. I could care less, man. You win, you get to high five, and you get to talk trash. That's sports. Yeah. That's what we do in sports. And that's what you do when you're Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame, right? That's what you do. You're 3 of the most iconic brands in football. So when you beat each other, talk smack, man. That's what you do. So it's all fun and games. So when I say they're bad, oh, hell yeah, they're bad. But they won. I don't say nothing back. I say, hell yeah, you won the game. Good luck.
Oh, come on. No, I don't think it was backhanded compliment. I mean,
from that guy.
Guy. Hey, if it was a $5 backhanded compliment, we'll take it. Just like we'll
backhand. We'll take
your $5 compliment or
backhand compliment's better than a slap. So I'll take that any day, right?
We'll take it. But starting through, we really appreciate you hanging out and all the support tonight, Tim. I wanted to go through your keys to the game. So I have these queued up still from our Friday.
I love it.
This was from our Friday show where we have 3 keys to the game. And key number 1 was like Hartman for Heisman. Like, Hartman, this is your moment. Go seize your opportunity. And here we are, Tim. And we're not saying that he did, but we're not saying he didn't. Like, it was a fine game. Like, I don't know what else he could have really done. Really interested to hear Mike Goolsby's take. We pretty sure we'll have Goolsby on in our show. Starting 3 says $9.99 to not post any other stuff from Ohio people.
You got it. Unless they do one for $10.
Our lots listen starting 3 about to get in a super chat war here. Seriously, you guys are hysterical.
I love it.
Starting 3, you're the best, man. I appreciate you. But yeah, Tim. Yeah. So looking back on this key to the game, just we've talked about Hartman, but anything else you want to say about him?
No, man, it's fascinating because you lose and you're only 14 points, so you're thinking, oh man, Hartman was like 12 for 36, 3 picks, sacked 6 times. You know what I mean? Rocco Spindler gave up 4 sacks. Did Mike Hall play tonight? Number 51. That dude's lethal at D tackle. Never even heard his name.
4 tackles, 1 solo.
Yeah, those tackles could be jump on the pile.
0 sacks for Ohio State.
That's what I'm saying, Mike. Seriously, what do we talk about, Mike? Rocco's pass on Pro Football Focus after 4 games. God, I got him downstairs. After 4 games, his pass blocking grade, Mike, 46%. 50%'s the threshold. Anything above 50 is good football. 70 is elite. Joe Alt's almost 90. That's like freakish. You can't even get there. It's like going to Mars. Okay. Rocco's 46. That's just below baseline. That's horrible. And that dude blocked his freaking tail off tonight against those guys. So kudos to that.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Matt, appreciate the super chat. So yeah, it's kind of like a good, just like solid, like B performance for Sam, like a B. Not quite a B plus. Not B.
And the Hartman for the Heisman is obviously he hits the touchdown to Rico. You take the lead. I'm telling you, man, the screen, it gets batted down by JT, right? JT,
hell of a play by JT.
Exactly, but that's what's killing me. That dude is nowhere to be found tonight. All right. If I was out there tonight, Mike, you'd be like, man, that Hyde is getting blocked a lot. It's like instead. JT makes a hell of a play, and he's going to be the talk of the town. Fisher played his butt off against him, and same with Sawyer. Sawyer, for as much hype as that dude gets, Alt just ate him. Right? Alt like that hot dog he was eating in New York, right? He's a ketchup guy. I'm a mustard guy, but anyway.
Oh, me too, Tim.
Yeah, I'm a mustard guy. All eating ketchup. I was like, really, Joe? Really? But those 2 guys, and I talked about that during the week. Like I thought the DNs were overhyped, overrated. Believe me, they're freaks. They can run to the ball as good as anyone in America. But pass rushing 0 against those dudes tonight. So kudos to them. The Hartman for Heisman, going back to my point, I'm a little stunned at times that they ran the ball almost 40 freaking times, which is nuts. I thought they were going to put the ball in his hand, but they were taking control of this game. And you're chewing up yards. They're having first downs, and it's less plays you get to Emeka, less plays you get to Marvin Harrison. That type of mindset. It's going back to the formula that almost worked last year, with a way lesser offensive personnel. So
yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Like he did what was asked of him.
I agree. He did some good things. He had I did. I'm gonna go. I can't wait to go back and rewatch this bad boy sometime tomorrow. But no, I agree with you guys. It was efficient. Was it Heisman worthy? Well, you got to have some dudes sometimes to have a Heisman throw and a catch, and they didn't have a Heisman. He threw that ball to Evans. Was beautiful.
I need to interrupt you guys. We know about the 10 players thing. We know it was the final 2 play. Like we know. Yeah. You guys, we know. Go ahead, Tim. Sorry.
No, I got you. I just saw another tweet. I want to talk about that final drive. Somebody on Twitter broke this down. It's fascinating what Ohio State did.
Super chat. Will St. John says, it drove me crazy after shutting down run game in first half, forcing the throw typical Buckeye D. Notre Dame push Buckeye D line everywhere. Buckeye fan GG. Okay. Sorry, starting 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is positive, but he knows but Notre Dame ran for over 170s. They protected well. It was an efficient night. Going back to someone in the chat earlier, I think you posted about the Buckeyes have better players. Yeah, that's going back to the data point, Mike. Blue chip ratio, Ohio State 85%. 85%. Notre Dame 65%. And where's that 65%, Mike? DB wide receiver. Right? I mean, if we're going to be really honest at times.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And when I say DB, I don't mean corners. I mean Morrison and Hart played their tails off. I'm talking about safeties, and the outside guys. What else?
All right, so going back to your second key, Golden's disguises again.
He disguised like crazy.
Like Notre Dame was trying to be too smart defensively, just too cute. It was like lining up, like on the 61-yard touchdown or whatever. The 61-yard, like Notre Dame's like facing the Ohio State offense. Notre Dame's lined up heavy on the left side. Ohio State's like, all right, we'll run to the other side.
Counter they run, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. It's the D they played. They played bear. They played old school 46 defense, the bear, and that's how they matched up. And Watts is the guy free. If Watts makes just a tackle in the alley, we ain't talking about it. Said he was 61, but But that's a 3-star wide receiver, Xavier Watts, who has to get moved to safety because Notre Dame has recruited safeties as good as I have for Notre Dame. And against Henderson, who is a 5-star running back, everyone in America wanted, running as good as anyone can. So there you go, Mike.
Revion Henderson, Notre Dame in the 2021 class. I stopped by his high school many times.
Where's he from?
In Richmond. I would stop by to see Tiger. I think I stopped by Hopewell in Virginia, I think 2 or 3 times. Notre Dame was recruiting him at first as a defensive back.
I've actually read that before. I'm like, huh?
Yeah. Notre Dame, well, I think a lot of schools recruited him as a DB at first, and then everyone was like, holy crap, look at this kid's early junior tape as a running back. And then Notre Dame kind of was way, way, way too late on flipping that. And that's the year I think Notre Dame was trying to, get Will Shipley. And anyways, key number 3, the future NFL matchups, Tim. So let's talk. I don't remember Cam Hart's name being mentioned at all tonight. Cam Hart and Ben Morrison versus Agbuka and Marvin Harrison Jr. And then, of course, Joe Alt, Blake Fisher against those, Sawyer and JT.
Yeah, that's going to the box score. I mean, yeah, those guys. I mean, what they did. It's funny. I chatted about this a little bit with how they were going to move them around a bunch. Like Marvin Harrison only had 3 for 32. I know he had the little boo-boo ankle and stuff like that, but he wasn't doing nothing before the ankle. And the one he caught with the ankle injury was just a slot little, they moved him to slot. And he just caught a little slant and got tackled. They tried going up top on him. Obviously, he had the one PI, but other than that, Hart and Morrison played their butts off. Hart, Morrison, Alt, Fisher, the 4 guys I highlighted as far as NFL matchups, those dude played. At least watching live, everything what I saw, those 4 guys played outstanding football. Sawyer, people are saying first round. How the hell is he a first round pick? So I don't get that. JT athletically, yes, that dude could jump and run like crazy. So, God, man, he may be a stand-up guy like the old Pittsburgh Steelers and the 3-4 rush guy. But and then Emeka just 7 for 96, but that dude was efficient all night. When they needed him, he got yards. He showed up when he got yards. That guy. I mean, he's probably the player of the game for Ohio State. That guy played his butt. He was unbelievable tonight.
So, Tim, big game for Notre Dame against Duke. I mean, you really can't have a hangover because one loss could turn into 2 real quick if you get caught sleeping. And then Notre Dame has at Louisville the next week.
Louisville's undefeated. Yeah, they're going to be undefeated. Louisville, Southern Cal is going to be undefeated. Pitt's lost to 1 or 2, right? I think the Duke won today, I'm sure, right? Yeah, they're 4-0.
Yeah, Louisville beat Boston College 56-28. Louisville also beat Indiana. I mean,
Duke 41-7 over UConn. There you go. Okay. So,
yeah.
Look at Duke. The last 3, I mean, they scored 28 against Clemson, then 42, 38, 41. Wow. And they got the Leonard guy at quarterback. So that's going to be a hell of a football game. 7:30 prime time. Here it is. I'm on the app right here. So Son of a gun, man.
What's that? The Duke game next week? Yeah.
Yeah, 7:30 at primetime, right?
Yeah.
Yes, 7:30 ABC, so I'll be a primetime game.
So
They were talking about hosting that for the whatchamacallit, the ESPN guys. Is that game day? Yeah, game day. So here's the final drive someone posted real quick. 3rd and 10. Amuka, 13 yards. 4th and 7. Fleming gets a 13. 4th and 7. Harrison gets 13 yards. 3rd and 19. Boom. First down to Emeka. It's like just boom, boom, boom. It was efficiency right when they needed it, man. But that's going back to, I mentioned this during the week. Those guys have played in these games. They play in a lot of these games. This was now top 10 matchups going back. Just 2014, I talked about this the other night in our show. Ohio State is now 21-9. Nearly 30 of these games in less than 10 years alone. Notre Dame is now, this is their 25th time since 1993, since the great 90, so 94 to 2023. Notre Dame is now 4-21. 4-21, everybody, in top 10 matchups. Yeah, that's SC. That's the Florida State. That's the night. Some kick in the pants ones, man.
Starting 3 says I need a 2-minute grace period to Dublin, Ohio. Super chat. Not supposed to. The last one I didn't see was Buckeye fan until the end.
It's all good. But a lot of, Notre Dame, like I said, came out doing all nickel. Then they went all 3 backs. I wrote right here, Golden going with 3. God, running back swing on it. 3rd and 8. Morrison whiffs, gives them a first down. Oh, that's on the field goal drive, guys. It's on the field goal drive. 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8. Right before halftime.
Tim,
go ahead.
Hour 42 minutes in. You know what we haven't talked about yet?
Man, probably 600 things.
Announcers. Did you miss Jason Garrett? A lot of people are like, this is a Big Ten announcing group. I'm pretty sure was it Todd Blackledge did he's an ESPN guy forever.
No, he's so NBC like, now. He's doing the Big Ten games.
Yeah, he's doing it, but it's not like he's some Big Ten guy, and that's I could not care if it's Jason Garrett and Collinsworth or those two guys.
It was a good flow. I'm listening to the crowd, and I'm just watching. You know what? Maybe they were good because they're just communicating as I'm listening or whatnot. So, yeah, I guess it was a good flow. I guess all of them had a good flow. It wasn't boring, but it's not boring because the damn crowd is rocking. Yeah. The crowd is rocking. So Blackledge and those, I've never had a problem with Blackledge over the years when I've heard him do ESPN or ABC games.
Yeah. So, well, Tim?
Watts beaten. Jeez, all these Emeka catches. They're just deep crossers constantly. They caught a handful of deep crossers where just no pass rush just didn't get to them. No push, none. Yeah. By the way, my prediction that Notre Dame would have more sacks out of the Viper position this year, throw that one away, Mike. Throw it away.
Yeah.
I think the only one that may come true for both of us is Alt wins the lineman of the year.
Let me find that. Where did I put that?
Throw my Chris Tyree get 1,000 yards. Does he play? Which is funny. I did the stats. He's actually on pace to get like 975. So he's actually on pace to get towards it until tonight. He gets one play.
Yeah, I thought that one was going to be pretty tough.
Guys, in the chat, where in the hell was Chris Tyree? And once again, I haven't been the biggest Tyree fan at running back now. He's not a cutback guy. But wide receiver, just where when the hell was he? Just to get this, I'm talking speed. Get him matched up on some of those safeties. They really thought Mitch Evans was the dude tonight? No problem. He's a tight end. I get it. But my God, you're telling me there can't be a wheel route or some deep crosser to Chris Tyree? I guess not.
All right, so I do want to pop this up. So Tim and I did the week of the Navy game. We did our 5 bold predictions. So Hartman gets 500 in a passing game, 500 passing in a game, still could happen. 23 Vipers will get more than 14 sacks. That's not going to happen. Chris
Burn that. Burn it. Burn that.
Probably not going to happen. Joe Alt wins the Outland.
Yes.
4 true seniors will be playing for an NFL contract. It's not even a prediction, but I mean, kind of.
Yeah, it's a prediction as in I think they were going to go. And those guys, everybody is Riley Mills, Botello, Xavier Watts, Chris Tyree.
Mine were pretty bold. Several staffers will leave, but Stuckey will stay. We'll see. Choriori plays a big role by the end of the season. You haven't really seen him yet. I'm not.
No, you can. That's as good as my Viper take.
But we'll still see. Notre Dame will have a freshman All-American at receiver. Greathouse, I think, could still be in the mix there. Maybe even Flores. Who the hell knows? They're kind of cannibalizing each other's stats because they both,
That's an interesting one because obviously who's out there, freshman. That's an interesting one to see what happens because I bet you Washington or some of these teams slinging it like hell or have a freshman catching balls that.
Yeah, you got the kid at USC. The kid at USC is amazing. Sam Hartman will be invited to New York, and then Notre Dame will go 11-1 in the regular season. So
there you go. Your 4 and 5 go hand in hand, Mike.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, they do because now it's the SC game. I mean, I said had they even with his stats tonight, Mike. Even with Hartman, he was under 200 yards tonight, right?
Yeah.
Even if he was even they win tonight, I truly believe he's going to be a finalist because they won the game. He managed it good, which is I can't believe I just said manage and Sam Hartman. Like Sam Hartman's not here to manage the damn game yet. That's kind of what he was doing today, which sucks.
35 minutes of possession Notre Dame had, man.
That's amazing in this new clock rules to be able to turn that up. So if that's old school rules, you're looking at well over probably 200 yards rushing, 45 carries, and 38, 39 minutes of clock time, probably 40. It's pretty huge.
Yeah. So log into my Twitter account at Mike T. Singer. I will tweet tomorrow as soon as I get the yes from Goolsby. He was at the game. I'm assuming he's driving back to Omaha tomorrow. So I will talk to Goolsby to see if he's going to do a Sunday night show with me. So just stay tuned to that. But you'll want to hear what Goolsby has to say because every time we talk about Hartman, I'm like, man, what's Goolsby going to say about this? So you're not going to want to miss the Mike Goolsby show tomorrow night again if we do have it. If we don't have it Sunday night, it'll be Monday. And then Tim and I will be back on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. What's that face for, Tim?
Oh my God, because when
and we've been on YouTube a lot the past few days, huh?
No. I'm saying that in a good way. Like I stuck out my tongue. Like God, we got to talk about this thing again. Meaning, gonna watch film. No, I'll have some good notes. I'll watch a little bit of Duke, check them out so we could talk about it. Because you're right, Mike. That's a hell of a football game next week. Now you got to go back on the road. But they're going to be going for their 30th straight against the ACC.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, man, Marcus Freeman's got to have to give all these guys because he's doing. Last year they practiced on Sunday. This year he's given Sunday off. So now they're all meeting on Monday. So that 24-hour rule, 24 hours. I'm sure the team will all get together and have a big dinner tomorrow night. Even though you can't meet as a staff, they'll feed them. So. These guys are going to beat up. They're going to be sore as hell. Next week, a great point one of the guys mentioned earlier in the chat about depth, the depth that they have created. And then they have, right? Marcus Freeman's favorite word's experience. And he used it a ton again the other day. And they built depth. They've built a lot of depth. So that depth is going to come next week. When guys talking about the D-line and that. They're going to rotate a hell of a bunch of guys next week. They're going to have to. Because guys are going to be sore, beat up. Guy Rhodes awful against the run. God, I hope Duke is awful against the run so they can hammer them. No, Notre Dame needs to go play pissed off football next week. They need to play pissed off football the next 2 weeks and get ready for the next South Bend mega game. I don't think Notre Dame is going to drop in the polls. No way in hell should they drop in the polls.
Yeah.
But there's a massive bio. I bet you, Mike, hot take. You got a hot take earlier? Hot take.
Go.
Does Alabama jump Notre Dame in the polls? They beat a ranked Ole Miss today, right?
Yeah.
If they did, I'm going to lose my mind. Notre Dame should be in the top 10. Notre Dame should be in the top 10 until they lose game 2. They should. They beat freaking Ohio State for 59 minutes and 59 minutes, 59 seconds, whatever the hell it is, right? Oh, right there, man. I can't believe I'm gonna go to bed and freaking another lost Ohio State.
All right, well, we're gonna sign off there. Starting 3, appreciate that last super chat. So
rambled, sorry.
We'll let you guys know about the Goolsby show tomorrow if we have that or not. Someone said maybe do it 7 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. Eastern. So we can do it before Sunday Night Football. We might do that.
He drives from Omaha. He drives.
Mm-hmm.
He's a driver, huh?
Several hours.
That's a good workout.
Yeah.
I've driven through them all. That's a nice little workout. You got to drive through Iowa. So there you go.
Tim, the second we start talking about that drive is when I know we just need to.
I know. We should have had a drive to win the damn game. How's that, Mike? Mike? Hey, just everybody, if you're still sitting here chatting with us, thank you so much. Seriously, Mike and I feel like we've been on YouTube every 12 hours together the last 10 days and last 2 weeks at least. But no, let's go. Man, let's go get Mike Singer's predictions correct. Let's go 11-1. Let's get this Marcus Freeman. He's got to give these guys some big hugs and just tell. And he does. He's got to regroup them. The leaders, the captains, the Joe Alts, the Hartmans, all these guys. They need to rally these guys and just be like, play some pissed off football. This game feels a lot like 2017 Georgia, where they lost that right at the end as well, and they rallied and got all the way until
Notre Dame looked so bad in that game offensively. Where I felt like they were lucky. Wait, what did you say? 2019 or 2017?
Oh, the 17 one, the 20-19 loss.
I'm thinking 19.
The one to the Sea Red with the Georgia.
Yeah, I'm thinking 19. Sorry.
No, I hear you. Yeah. 19 was a mess as well, and they still had a chance to freaking, tie the thing in the last play of the game. So the last drive of the game. But we all need to hang out. We all need to get together again with Mike Goolsby when he's on next. Wednesday night we'll be on. We got to rally ourselves and come back and cheer the hell out of Notre Dame to go beat Duke, because it's all right there, everybody. It's all right there. I'm trying to motivate myself, Mike, as we signed off, because I'm gonna go sit on the couch and
and you're gonna text me like 10 times. I'm expecting it.
I'm gonna throw my phone
you can.
away.
I'll be up. I gotta edit another YouTube video. We're good. So
yeah, exactly. You have Horka's breakdown yet?
Yep.
Ready to go? Okay, well, let's get off. Go post that so I can go lay on the couch, relax, and listen to what the fellas have to say.
Well, it probably will be an hour until that gets posted. But
that'll be.
Listen, Jason, thank you for the super chat. What do you guys feel we should have done? Run Audric Estime. I'll answer 10. Run Audric Estime, for sure. But yeah, really appreciate that last second super chat. Please, guys, hit that thumbs up if you have not done so yet. If you're just joining us, replay the show. We started this literally 2-3 minutes after the clock hit 000, so you can get our raw initial emotions from that loss. Oh, gosh, I can't believe. I mean, Tim, I was getting texts about how Notre Dame was about to storm the field, like they were getting the recruits prepped and all that kind of stuff. Like it was there. Tim, I have the graphic in my trash box on my computer of 14-10 with Sam Hartman on it. Like I had the on-3 graphics, people make it for me, and here we are talking about a Notre Dame loss. But
Mike. So. Just my last 10 seconds is literally that's why
because Tim, I am dying.
That's why I pulled up the 5 blue and gold losses. I have the covers, and I told my wife, I was like, I'm framing this week's one when they beat Ohio State, and not doing that, my friend.
All right, folks, that's gonna do it for this post-game show. Mike Singer, Tim Hyde. We will catch you guys next time.